Hello, and welcome back to another episode on Farming Simulator 25. It is February. We had that massive selling spree last episode, and I figured out since we made way more money from selling those farm buildings on that farmyard that we bought, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually invest that in buying the cement factory and a debris crusher so that we can start getting the temple built. That's actually pretty expensive anyway, so most of that money should go there. Sorry, I noticed we have an indentation there. We'll deal with that at some other point. I went ahead and I threw a blacktop on all of this here, and I see that it wasn't quite flat, so let's sorry, I didn't mean to do landscaping. We'll just knock this out really quick. All I'm doing is I'm using the soften tool to just kind of blend in the differences in height here. I don't think it worked here either, but I'll do it real fast just to be sure. Let's just make it a little bit bigger so it's faster. Really all I'm looking to do is just get rid of any changes like that, so that way, you know, my tractors, implements, all that aren't bouncing all over the place as I go through the yard. Alright, I think that is good. It looks a little bit better. It's hard to tell whether it's truly flush or not. There's differences in color, but a lot of that is just because my video card is not, I don't know, not really strong enough to deal with all the textures, I guess. It's tough because the more I'm using the soften, the more it disappears, so I'm like, I don't know if there's a difference in height there or not. I don't know, better be safe than sorry. Alright, we've dealt with that out of the way. Let's go to productions, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll all the way down to the cement factory here. And I think I'm going to put it this way here. Let's make sure we're not off the blacktop. And let's leave enough room for cars to drive. Okay. So that looks like we should have enough room for cars to drive alongside it. If not, I can always, you know, make a track and cut into the field here just above us. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a debris crusher. And the one that comes with the game in vanilla is this one right here, which is 99,000. But I came across the same thing as a mod for 55,000, and it looks like they increased the size of the stone holder. And from watching a couple other Let's Plays, it always looked like, you know, it emptied out too quick or there wasn't enough room or whatever. Now unfortunately this one here only turns 90-degree angles, so I can't line it up as well as I would like to. And since my mod is not working that allows me to move anything after I've placed it, we're kind of stuck. But if I kind of move this over here a bit and we take off the snapping so we can just, you know, go on free mode, I think that should be able to place it. We didn't really tweak anything else. There we go. Now that is making rocks. The last thing I did before I advanced the month, I checked one more time. This thing was still there on sale. It was half off. I knew I needed it at some point with these much bigger fields, that I was like, you know what, I might as well save the $70,000. So I bought that real quick. After the debris crusher and after the cement factory, we are back down to $66,000. Not bad. We'll need to get a vehicle to move the stone into the trigger for the cement factory. What I would like to get is, I'll show you real quick. I don't think we have some money, but we'll do what we can and see what we can afford. Oh, maybe I do have enough money. That is fantastic. So the vanilla one is 5,000 and then 18,000 in order to connect belts there. So it just automatically runs. This one transmits from belt to belt from a mod. So does this one allow me to lift off the ground? I don't know the difference between, yeah, I don't think so. I don't think this does. I think I'd still have to use the other one. Alright, well, since these are cheap enough, let's just go ahead and do it. I need one of these. Alright, so we'll buy one of these. And we will buy the belt attachment next to it. And then this should let me be able to... Oh, this one doesn't let me change color. What a bummer. Alright, so that one will allow me to connect to the one that picks up off the ground and then move it into the trigger for the cement factory. Actually, well, apparently those belts are really slow when you hop into them and start driving them to their destination. What I'll do is I'll drive over there real quick, throw them onto this trailer, move them to the cement factory and set them all up. I'll do all of that in a jump cut, and I'll see you guys once we're all done. Welcome back. Well, I got everything over here. It took me a while to figure out how to set it up and get it going, but now it should be automatically grabbing the stone that gets dropped into the silo here. Well, I'm not really sure the fill point is, I guess, what we should call it, from the debris crusher, and dropped into the trigger for the cement factory. All that's left now is to go ahead and activate the cement factory and get everything being produced. I'm not exactly sure how much the temple's gonna need, but it doesn't really matter, to be perfectly honest, because at that point, if the temple runs out of stuff to buy, we'll just go ahead and sell it somewhere else. We've paid for the debris crusher, so it's just gonna be making stones in the background, and so the cement products are pretty much free now. And that should be some decent income over time. I'm gonna go ahead and drive back to the yard real quick. We'll do another quick jump cut. I'll see you when we get there, and we'll start taking a look at the month of February and see what needs to be done. Welcome back. Here we are back at the yard. I went ahead and prepped the forklift for moving some flour pallets. Let's see what actually needs to be done this month. The our productions, they're starting to build up a little bit. It's kind of nice. Oh, you know what? We were low on wood. We definitely need to move some wood in. We're only down to 6,000 liters right now. Sawmill down here could use a tree. Water in the greenhouses look like they're okay for right now. The grain mill, the oats have run out, so let's go ahead and deactivate that. We still have 32,000 liters of wheat being produced into flour. We got so far 17 pallets down here that we need to move to the bakery. The cement factory is active and, well, starting to produce. Okay, we ran out of rice flour. We'll deactivate that. We're still making bread. Not very much. Oh, you know what? It's because everything was emptied. So I don't know how much it produces per day, as we sold all the bread last episode. Actually, let's visit that. I am curious about that. Okay, so we've produced 5 pallets of bread since we've sold off yesterday. So at least 5 over the evening, and then until now, which is 9:30 in the morning. It's not bad. Can't wait to use this bad boy. Not very fast, but it is strong, so it can do a lot of stuff. Oh, one of the things I did do off camera is I realized I was having a hard time getting to my workshop because it was parked over here originally, and this was always kind of in the way, filling up on water, so I moved it over here. I had to resell it and rebuy it since my moving mod doesn't work. I actually bought a power washer so we can start to clean some of our tractors and equipment, which is fantastic. The next stage now, as far as where we're spending our money, is going to be on implements. We're going to need some bigger stuff for the bigger field so we can actually, work in there smoothly. Not too many, to be perfectly honest. The things that take the most amount of time are going to be the harvesting with the combine, and we have a pretty fantastic combine right now. The only thing I can do to upgrade that, if I wanted to, is I can get a slightly bigger header, but I don't think it's worth it, so we'll just leave that as is. What I will need to do is I will need to buy a bigger lime spreader, and I think we need to do that. Alright, so let's see. Sorry, I got sidetracked. We definitely need to do some wood today. Bakery's good, cement factory. How much flour? It's got 17 pallets of flour in there. So if we don't get a chance to deliver flour today to the bakery, that'd be okay, I think. Until tomorrow, or until next episode, I should say. Cement factory's doing what it's doing. Grain mill is good. Greenhouses are good. Preserved food factory is down to 5,000 liters. Well, 5,500 liters of spinach. I think I have some more in the silo. We got 13,000 of it. Didn't I have stones in the... I got 9,000 stones in the silo as well. So we'll move that down to the cement factory as well. And let's check our fields. We can't plant anything unless we're planting cotton today, but we're so far away from trying to do that. And we're good for now. March, I think. March. So next episode, most likely, or in this one, to be honest, if we have nothing else to do, we can advance to March and we can start planting oats. But before we can plant oats, we need to prep our fields. So field 2, 3, and 7 need to be taken care of, it looks like. 2 and 3 are fully fertilized. What about 7? 7 is fully fertilized as well. Awesome. I will take that. All we need to do is spread some lime on field number 7. I wish I can spread it on field number 4 as well, but I can't because the barley, I believe that's in there is already, it's already kind of established. We don't have any weeds anywhere that I see, so there's nothing to do there. So all we really need to do then is just spread lime on field number 7, run a bunch of trees into our sawmill. We'll do stones to the cement factory really quickly. Then we'll do the lime, then we'll do the wood, and if we have enough time, we'll advance to March and start planting. That sounds like a good game plan. Alright, we're going to hop into our Ultra, connect to the trailer. I'm going to go ahead and load it up with stones and bring it down to the cement factory. Welcome back. Well, that was a quick little trip down to the cement factory. Looks like I had to turn the conveyor belt back on because there's not enough stone in there at the moment, so it seems like it turns itself off, which is unfortunate. Once it fills up enough, it should be kind of going on its own. We'll just have to turn it on probably every episode. Let's see if we can afford a new lime spreader, one that's a little bit larger than what we currently have. I think I'm gonna have to go with one of these wheeled ones here. This can hold 9 to 14,000 liters. 14,000 liters should be enough. Let's see how much it would be if it was fully extended. 47.5. Okay, we're not quite there yet. We're almost 48. Alright, so that gives us a couple options. We can either sell some stuff, which I think is actually a great idea. So what I will do is, we still have some pallets of lettuce there really quick, and we have this small trailer here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to this trailer. We'll throw the pallets of lettuce on here really fast. Go sell it at the farmer's market. That should give us the money we need, I hope. We have some mushrooms as well. You know what? Just to make it really quick, instead of using a forklift, I'll just use super strength real quick. We'll load this up there. I'm not really looking to, make a huge sale. I just want to get a little bit of cash in there so we can go buy the spreader we need. So this will be the fastest and easiest. It won't be pretty. And I won't go too high because this thing tips over. But what we'll do after we sell off the lettuce and the mushrooms over at the farmer's market, we'll head over to the store, sell this trailer because we still have the black one up top, and we'll bring the black one down here, and that should give us more than enough money between these pallets, the mushrooms, and the trailer, so we should be fine to buy that spreader and some lime. Oh, I hope we have enough for lime. If we don't have enough for lime, I'll have no choice but to do a contract, knock something out real quick if there's something really quick, so then we can lime the fields. That's just the way it goes, though. Sometimes you need to make some money, man. I did get a mod that allows me to load up from all the bags in an area if they're the same product. Well, it looks like it goes one at a time, so I don't need to constantly, keep clicking refill. I wonder if there's a way to get more. So let's see. Bulk fill is enabled. I guess you can't speed it up more than this. Oh well, I tried. Still, it's convenient. It is quicker than the vanilla where you have to constantly load a bag, it stops, load a new bag, it stops. This just kind of at least automates it. Alright, I am going to go ahead and head over to the field. Field number 7 down here. I'm going to go ahead and lime it. That's all it needs. I'll do all that on a time lapse. So I will see you when we're done. Quick break from the time lapse as I go to refill the lime. And I don't know if you noticed it, but it seems that, I don't want to say they did some shady marketing, because this was supposed to be 24 to 30 meter working spread or width, but it seems that only works with the fertilizer, and the lime is half of that working width. So instead of 24 meters, it's 12, which is really a shame, because it's going to take a long time, and obviously it is using a ton of lime. We've already gone through 14,000 liters just doing the headlands. Let's buy another 14,000. Now I am wondering if that modded one, I'll show you what I mean. So this one says 24 to 30 meter working width, but doesn't say that lime is half of that. I just figured that out on my own. This one holds more. It works 12 to 18 meter, but I'm wondering if it's 18 meter for the lime as well, since it's modded and it's worth almost double. Not quite, but close. Maybe we'll have to sell ours and buy this at some point, and it'll be that much better. And to be perfectly honest, I thought 14,000 liters of lime was going to totally cover the field, and we'd have some left over. I had no idea how much lime that field is going to need. And we have how many huge fields? Oh my goodness. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 huge fields and one pretty big one. We're going to be going through a lot of lime, plus all the other small ones. Alright, we're going to head back into the time lapse. So I will see you when we're done. Welcome back. We are just about finished with this field, and I can't believe it took pretty close to 28,000 liters of lime. I mean, it is a big field, so that's kind of cool. There's a couple little spots there. I guess I might as well grab them since I'm heading that way anyway. It took a lot longer than I thought it would. For some reason, I just thought it would be a lot faster. When we end up having enough money, I would like to sell this one and buy the other one in the hope that it's faster. Even this one, if I get the spreader, it gives us a 15 meter working width. That one should be 18, so it should be quicker. Plus, it holds more, so that should make a faster job as well. Go ahead and bring this up to our yard. All the trees are cut, they're all prepped. I just gotta go grab the winch and start bringing them in as fast as I can. And I think in the previous times that I've reloaded the sawmill, I think the most time-consuming aspect of it has always been having to cut the wood. So hopefully this will be a lot quicker. Alright, we got some trees right here, and this is what we'll start with. I'll do this as a hopefully quick time lapse, and I'll see you guys when we're done. Welcome back. Well, that didn't take nearly as long since they're all pretty much cut. I will have to go through and kind of clean up the ones that haven't been cut down. But the trees were jumping around a lot. I actually had to jump out, save real quick in case I was worried my game would crash. And then I ended up having to use super strength because I'd move a tree in and knock it around a little bit. And I'm like, alright dude, I don't want to do this time lapse forever. So I just kind of use super strength to bring everything a little bit closer and winch it together. I probably shouldn't do too often, but it's easy to do when you're like, man, I just kind of want to get it done. Alright, really quick, let's go ahead and clean this up a little bit. And clean. Oops. Do not want to drive the power washer. So we filled the sawmill. Let's actually double check. It's almost filled. It's not completely filled. It's up to 45,000 liters, which is more than enough of what we need for right now. I'd rather kind of do a couple trips here and there instead of a big time lapse like that in the future. Greenhouse waters are doing all right still. Bakery is down to 15,000 liters, so let's go ahead and load up the trailer here. It seems like the time lapses are back to back, but unfortunately I have, I don't have a choice. I need to do all this stuff real quick, and it's almost all time lapse because it takes a while. So, speaking of time lapses, I'll see you when I get to the bakery. Welcome back. We are almost over to the bakery. We're going to go ahead and drop this flour, and I think this is where we're going to end the episode today. We're able to prep the field for planting in March, which will be the next episode, and that fills up the bakery again. Let's take a quick look at our finances. I was curious in January, I didn't do it in the last episode. We spent 1.1 million on land. We sold some buildings, 676,000. Oh, it's a little bit extra because I moved some stuff around on my farm as well. Okay, but what I really wanted to know was how much did we actually make? So we sold products in December and January for basically just a little bit over $1 million. We sold another 100,000 in harvest income, which was the wood chips. That's fantastic. We sold 89,000 in straw bales. So that means every winter we should be making, well, more now because we have more land so we can grow and do more things. But we should be making about 1.2 million every winter. Wow, that's pretty considerable. That's fantastic. Today we bought the cement factory and the debris crusher. What else did we buy? We bought the lime spreader, which was not as advertised. So eventually we'll have to sell that and buy a better one, hopefully. Whatever we can do to kind of increase the speed that we can get things done. Not only does it make the time lapses shorter, but it also increases what I can do every episode. Alright everybody, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, go ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe please. It definitely helps. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Have a great day.